Okay, so I'm going to read chapter 4, in which Billy spoke as found best foretold his servant. Before reading chapter 4, I'm talking about chapter 3, and Engineer Stewart told club members, and it's not easy to travel London to London, which way to London to Dover, Chennai, and Paris, from the India, and then India to Hong Kong, Hong Kong to Yokohama, and Yokohama to San Francisco, San Francisco to New York, and New York to London. So, and then it's quite a long way, almost Northern Hemisphere. So, and Stuart said to Mr. Pope, and then it's not easy because of kind of accident. Logically, it's possible, but here is Pope said to Stuart, and then it's possible to travel around the world in 8 days. So, and then Stuart said to him, £40,000, maybe bet, and then Mr. Polk told, and then £200,000 too. So, and then they bet, and maybe I think now the travel started right evenings, and Paul. Mr. Fox was very challenging man. Okay, now I'm going to read it. So, and the story is quite interesting.
Holmes Passepartout, his servant. Having won 20 guineas at whist and taken leave of his friends, Phileas Fogg, at 25 minutes past 7, left the Reform Club.
Passepartout, who had conscientiously studied the program of his duties, was more than surprised to see his master guilty of the inacting so fearing that this unearthly
Do in Savile Row until precisely midnight. Mr. Fogg repaired to his bedroom and called out, "Passepartout!" Passepartout did not reply.
It could not be you who were called. It was a light hour. Passepartout repeated Mr. Fogg without raising his voice. Passepartout made his appearance.
"He called you twice," observed his master. "But it is not midnight," responded the other, showing his watch. "I know it. I don't blame you."
We start for Dover and the cars in 10 minutes approached the dreams of a spread. Passepartout learned very quickly he had not comprehended.
"Is going to leave home?" "Yes," returned Phileas Fogg. "We are going round the world."
Passepartout opened wide-eyed. His eyes raised, the eyebrows, the hair up descend, and seemed about to collapse. Overcome with his 6 eyes at friend. "Round the world," he murmured.
"In 80 days," responded Mr. Fogg. "So we haven't a moment to lose." "But the trunks," gasped Passepartout, unconsciously swaying his head from right to left.
"Who will have in the trunks? The one year carpet bag with 2 shirts, and the 3 pairs of a stocking for me, and the same for you. Buy our clothes on the way."
"Bring down my mackintosh and traveling cloak and some stout shoes, though we shall do little walking. Make haste." Passepartout tried to reply, but could not.
He went out, mounted the old room, and fell into a chair. But "That's good, that is. I will want to remain quiet."
He mechanically set about making the preparations for departure. Around the world in 80 days! Was his master a fool? No. Was this a joke, then?
They were going to Dover good, to Clarice good again. Afterwards, the Passepartout, who had been away from France 5 years, would not be sorry to set foot on his native soil again.
Perhaps they would go as far as Paris, and it would do his eyes good to see Paris once more.
But surely, a gentleman, so surely steps would stop there, no doubt, but then it was not. It was True that it was going away, so domestic person hits the door.
8 o'clock, Passepartout had packed the modest carpet bag containing the wardrobes of his master and himself. Then, still troubled in mind, he carefully shut the door of his
rooms and descended to Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg was a quiet laddie.
Under his arm might have been observed a red-bound copy of Bradshaw's Continental Railway, Steam Transit, and General Guide, with its timetable showing the arrival and departure of steamers and railways.
They took the Cavalbergs, opened it, and slipped into it a goodrich Lord Bank of England note, which would pass wherever it might go. You have forgotten nothing, has he?
Monsieur, my mackintosh and cloak, here they are. Good.
Take this, Cavalberg, handing it to Passepartout. Take care of it, for there are £20,000 in it.
Passepartout nearly dropped the bag as if the £20,000 were in gold, and weighed him down.
Master and man then descended. The street door was double locked. At the end of several rows, they took a cab and drove left the Charing Cross.
Stopped before the railway station at 20 minutes past 8.
Passepartout jumped off the box, followed his master, who, after paying the cabman, was about to enter the station, when a full-bagged woman with a child in her arms, her nakedest feet smeared with it,
a wretched bonnet from which hung a tattered feather, and her shoulders shrouded in a ragged shawl, approached and mournfully asked for alms.
Mr. Fogg took out the 20 guineas that he had just won at reached, and handed them to the beggar, saying, "Here, my good woman, I'm glad that I met you," and passed on.
Too had a moist sensation about the eyes. His master's action touched his susceptible heart.
2 first-class tickets for Paris, that having been speedily purchased, Mr. Fogg was crossing the station to the train, when he perceived his spy friend of the phone.
"Well, gentlemen," said he, "I'm off, you see, and if you will examine my passport when I get back, you will be able to judge whether I have accomplished the journey agreed upon."
"Oh, that would be quite unnecessary," Mr. Fogg said aloud politely. "We trust your word, and as a gentleman of honor."
"You do not forget, when you are due in London again," asked Stewart, "in 80 days, on Saturday, the 21st of December, 1872, at 9:15 p.m.
Goodbye, gentlemen."
Phileas Fogg and his servant seated themselves in a first-class carriage at 20 minutes before 9. 5 minutes later, the whistle screamed, and the train slowly glided out of the station.
The night was dark and the fine, straight lanes was falling as the Philip Fogg, snuggling cold in his corners that did not open his sleeves.
Too, not yet recovered from his stupefaction, clung mechanically to the carpet bag with its enormous treasure.
Just as the train was whirling through street lamps, and Passepartout suddenly uttered a cry of despair. "What's the matter?" asked Miss Fogg aloud.
"Alas, in my hurry I forgot." "What?" "To turn off the gas in my room." "Very well, young man," returned Mr. Fogg coolly. "It will burn, at your expense."
The end. Interesting. Yeah, Phileas Fogg was about to be off for Paris, France. And then 1872. 1872. This the year. So what happened in Joseon Dynasty 1872? It's quite comparable. 흥선대원군 blocked the border, but in 4 years, Japan imposed Joseon dynasties to open the port in Cheonwon and Busan. Alright, so and then, right, the world is changed.